Hey guys, this is Jay from the J&J podcast. Just some breaking, I don't know if it's breaking news, but definitely some developments regarding the whole BRICS situation that's currently happening between Brazil, India, China, Russia, and South Africa. According to the IG page called Wealth, it seems that and I'm reading exactly what they put here. The new development bank of the BRICS group has started offering loans in the local currencies of its member nations rather than in US dollars. The move aims to reduce dependency on the US dollar and help countries avoid exchange rate risks and financial shortages. NDB President Dilma Rousseff confirmed the plan and stated that the bank intends to provide 30% of loans in the local currencies of its member nations. Now, if we go to the first paragraph where it says that BRICS Group is going to start offering loans in the local currency of its member nations rather than in US dollars, what does this mean? So for some of you, it may be obvious, but for others, it might not. So let me explain it. If you go to Brazil from China and you need, let's say, a loan from Brazil, what they would do is that they would offer you this loan in dollars, right? By offering you this loan in dollars, they need to have dollars to be able to offer you this loans, right? So what happens? The demand for dollars go up, and they need to get those dollars from the United States. What happens now is when China or vice versa, but let's say China goes to Brazil and says, "Hey, I need a business. I need a loan. I need a business loan. Can I get it?" Brazil, because it's a member of the BRICS bloc, and China, because it's a member of the BRIC bloc, will be able to get loan in Brazilian currency as opposed to dollars. This decreases the demand for dollars, therefore kind of bypassing the dollar. Instead of exchanging it in dollars and then getting, the local currency or whatever the case is, they're just gonna get they're gonna go directly to the local currency. I am not sure how they're pegging this. I'm not sure how they're aware who's getting the short end of the stick or what, but it does seem like they're really adamant about moving forward without the US dollars. And here's why the JCast really podcast really brings us up. In 2018, 2019, before we started this podcast, a lot of us started talking about inflation. Nobody was paying attention to that word, right? Nobody was paying attention to that word. He seemed to even care. Always said, "Hey, look, put your money in some mutual funds or whatever the case is, so you can at least hedge against inflation." But now it seems like everybody's throwing the word inflation around like it's just so loosely. And I'm not saying that inflation is not happening. What I am saying though is 2019, 2018, we were talking about this. 5 years later is when people start worrying about inflation. So people we're behind the ball on that, and people seem to be behind the ball on this. What's going to happen as demand for the dollars continue to decrease around the world, if BRICS does prove to be successful, more successful than the euro, what happens is that the less demand for dollars, nobody wants them, is going to make the dollar even more worthless than what printing the dollar already did. So you guys keep hearing it here from us. You're gonna 2 years from now, when people start talking about BRICS this and BRICS that and BRICS this, that, and the other, like normal, it seems they're gonna be late to the party. Excuse me. Like normal, it seems they're gonna be late to the party. One thing that should concern a lot of you listeners is there's not much mention of this in the media. You would think that the dollar not being in demand, which will eventually hurt the U.S. citizen in their pockets, you would think that this would be front headline news. Hey, what are we doing? How are we going to battle this? What's going to happen? And now you have France kind of getting a little annoyed at the West. And who knows what can happen. But I think that the U.S. media is purposely not discussing this, maybe to not cause panic, maybe to not, and I'm not going to make this political, but maybe not to reflect the leadership of the current administration and how it seems that they're falling asleep against the wheel, on the wheel. But like I said, you guys let us know, comment, share, subscribe. But this is huge. This is huge. And this is again going to lead to what we call the multipolar world. So again, how do you guys protect yourself against that? Maybe we'll discuss it in the full episode of the podcast. But take care, guys.